Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. Today I've got two replays to show you in the Soviet Tier 8 medium premium tank, the Guardian STG. Now this is a tank which is your level 100 season pass reward. Now I imagine a lot of you probably already earned this tank, or if you haven't, you're probably at that point in the season where you're getting pretty close to getting it. So I'll get in a replay out in this tank so you can see what it can do. Now the first map here we've got here on Mali, like Vanguard, you know, the dangerous, deadly vermin of the Vanguard is zooming across the map, and we managed to get a cheeky shot in there, penning for the 380. Just sort of low rolling slightly in the Vanguard, but when we do get spotted, we need to get out of there quickly so we don't take any damage. But we do manage to pick up 1,000 assistance on the Panther, which we spotted in the process of that. So, you know, initially the first engagements have gone pretty well. The Vanguard's still out in the open now. We really want to take out this tank if we can. I think we actually hit that Vanguard then, but bounced, which is a little bit unfortunate there. But we're going to try and finish him off if possible. That shot wasn't really the best aimed, and we're hoping, you know, it's looking like he may actually get away here, which is not ideal because we really want to take out the light tanks while we get an opportunity to, and unfortunately we miss our second shot. Our friendly team have pushed majority down the one line and kind of left the hill a little bit unguarded. I'm not too keen about pushing the hill because there's two fun police in the game, and I'm kind of thinking that, you know, a lot of the enemy team might be up there. You know, I'm not 100% sure how much is up there, but I'm kind of thinking it's probably going to be a few tanks. And I started to move across, but we spotted this pattern. Now I'm trying to work out, is the pattern on the hill by themselves? Because our E75 isn't really spotting any other tanks, in which case I'll probably try and push just to get rid of this tank. But yeah, not 100% sure. I'll go for a little chancy shot, you know, in that pattern just because it's the only shot we had available. But then we spot this secondary heavy on the hill, or the E75 spots it, I should say, and we decide, you know what, we're not going to push the hill because again they've got two fun police in the game. What we're going to do, we're going to sit back and cover the E75, because the one thing this Guardian SCG does have is actually pretty decent camo. I do run the camo net on this tank, you know, combined with optics and the increased reload equipment, because the gun on the tank is actually pretty accurate. You know, for a Soviet medium tank, you know, the gun, for especially for 390 Alpha, is pretty accurate, and you don't necessarily actually need the stabs. You can hit a lot of shots in this tank, and this is a tank, by the way, where I've free marked this and the normal version, the unskinned version, exactly the same tank, just unskinned, the STG, and I really enjoy the tank. It's quite nice actually playing this tank again to get these replays, because I forgot actually how much I did like it. That pattern does get taken out, leaving it with just this one heavy tank on the hill. Again, we're just going to wait this time and actually see if we can get a shot, because it looks like it's going to present us as drive wheel. Unfortunately for us, the E75 kind of pushes out at the wrong time, sort of stopping us getting the shot in, but he wasn't to know that, and unfortunately then gets shut down and kind of leaves it to just our friendly light tank on the hill. I'm not a fan of pushing that, and I'm going to play a little bit more passive in this tank and almost play it like a mobile TD at the start of this game. Very, very different to how I end up playing the second replay on this game, which is definitely worthwhile hanging around for, because we do go on to have a really, really good game in the STG. But we're in a good position here to cover the advance of the enemy team, like pushing off the hill. And you can see we kind of stopped their advance here because they're having to pull back, because we got side shots into them, putting us on to just shy of 2,000 damage with our 4 pens and 1,000 assistance. And we're not getting spotted at all. We're trying to use this bush to, you know, to increase our concealment value while we wait for shots, because it's a pretty even game, you know. It's a very, very even game. It's getting to that stage, you know, it's only a 9v9. We know where 2 of the tanks are. The rest, I'm guessing, is on the other side. We're trying to chance that one into ST1 there. Unfortunately, we don't pen. It looks like that ST1 is got the stock turret on, which is going to be a lot easier for us to penetrate. But we don't have the best shots on them. I don't really want to get spotted here because I don't know what's on the other side, and I could easily get myself into trouble if I get detected. So I am trying to keep my distance and just to stay patient in this first replay, and just see if we can wait for the shots. If you have an enemy team pushes the other side, we're hoping we're in a bush, we've got decent concealment, we may spot them before they get there, which will give us a little bit of time to react to that. But at this one moment in time, the enemy heavies were just waiting. If they start to push off the hill, we're going to have good side shots into them. We still have 2 Fun Police which are focusing the hill at the moment. So every time this heavy tank stays spotted, there's a chance of them getting hit by the Fun Police. And that is obviously good for us. We're looking like we may get a slim shot into a turret. We're going to try and pen the cupola. And there's a go, like I say, the accuracy of this gun, when you are fully aimed, you can hit those shots. And we just hit that cupola there, putting that STI onto a 2-shot to us. Still a very, very close game at the moment. I don't know if we're going to lose the 1 line or not at this stage. It's kind of difficult to work out. But we're just waiting to see if we can get any more. I want to try and clear this heavy tank if I can, but it looks like it gets taken out by our friendly Fun Police, which is going to allow us to move up now. I'm just getting into position because I noticed our friendly light tank was moving in there at the start, and we might have been able to try and cover them, but that hasn't happened. But the STI does get taken out by the Fun Police, and that's our cue to move. Basically, it looks like the hill is now been secured. We're going to push forward to see if we can spot any enemy tanks. Basically, we know there was a heavy tank at the bottom of the hill. We didn't realise the Sturmtiger was here, but it's good that we spotted this tank here because he's going to get caught out now, and the Fun Police have easy shots into this tank. I've also got a medium that's got side shots into them. I'm just trying to make sure it stays spotted so he does get shot at by the Fun Police. Got to be careful poking here because you can see that heavy tank there. I don't want to get shot by. But I'm just trying to keep the Sturmtiger lit basically and moving back into cover so I don't take any damage. Enemy Fun Police indicator goes off and I need to try and get away from that. So I'm just going to use this hill here to keep myself protected while we try and rotate round to see if we can get any shots into that Sturmtiger. One of the enemy Fun Police gets detected. Enemy heavy tank behind this hill. If he pushes forward, we may be able to get a shot in, and we just squeeze one in there to the lower plate, putting us under 2,400 damage and 1,500 assistance. We're still getting detected by the Fun Police. We don't really know where the second Fun Police is at this moment. Only one's been detected. We've got a hunch he's probably in the corner of the map near the flag. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and push here to try and get my distance, so I can again use my camo value and get good easy side shots on these tanks. While trying, if possible, to keep ourselves undetected. So we're going to have an easier time just finishing off these tanks and we don't get caught out by the enemy Fun Police. So we're pushing around. The Fun Police does get spotted behind this rock. He is in cover to us at the moment, but he's getting a lot of shots coming his way. So I'm hoping it's going to push him into our shot. We've got the smallest of shots and we do manage to squeeze that one in, putting us onto just shy of 3,000 damage. We then spot the enemy tank destroyer. He's not looking at us, he's trying to get out of cover. We're going to try and just get a nice shot into the back of the engine. We do damage the engine, slowing them down, which is going to make it a lot harder for the tank to get away from us. It does get undetected, so we try and do the blind shot. Unfortunately, that doesn't hit. But this game's, we're in a lot stronger position now. We're in a 6 versus 4. Our Fun Police are already under no threat whatsoever, so they're going to have free reign at shooting everything which is spotted. Unfortunately, that shot doesn't go into the enemy Fun Police. We're just going to keep taking a wider angle, see if we can get a shot and pick up the kill. We do manage to pick up the kill, but only for 41 damage, leaving it into a 6 versus 3. And now it's just about how much damage we can get in this game before it does finish. So we're trying to move around here. We're just going to get the side shots in. Again, we know that the enemy heavy tank is located at the hill. We've got a nice shot into the rear of this tank destroyer, putting them onto a 1-shot to us. We may get an opportunity to get the finish. We've just got to try and get round and see if we can get the shot in time, which we do, confirming our second kill with 2 enemy tanks remaining. One of them being at the bottom of the hill, one of them being sort of at the sort of mid of the hill there. And at this point I don't know if I'm going to get an opportunity, but the enemy heavy does get spotted. We do get another penetration shot there, and we may get an opportunity to get one more shot in, depending if we get shut down. We do just squeeze one in, picking up the kill, leaving it just to 1 enemy heavy, which was the heavy at the start of the hill. We never managed to finish off. We go for a cheeky blind shot there because you never know, and now we're just going to push forward, see if we get there before our team. We know exactly where they are. This game is definitely won now. It's just whether we can pick up an extra kill to put us on our 4th kill. We've had a pretty decent game. for a tier 8 tank there. But we'd like to try and finish it off with an additional kill. He doesn't have a lot of hit points left, but so he is a one shot to us. We're going to aim this shot. We're hoping just going to make sure we get this fully aimed, and we do get the kill. Bring this into replay number 1. But we do still have a really big game coming up. So we managed to finish this game with 4 kills, 4,400 damage, 1,500 assistance, picking up the ace tanker there. But like I say, a big replay coming up, so let's swiftly move on. Okay, so here we are for the final replay on Ghost Town Encounter. So it's not the best map for an STG, but you know, it's not the worst because we are going to be top tier, which is going to be quite helpful. There is 2 enemy fun police in this game and 1 enemy light tank. And then we do go on to have quite a big game indeed in this particular replay. So we're going to push up to the side I like to try and take initially from this spawn. And that's to try and spot the cross on this side. Now, they don't always come this way, but sometimes the light tanks will sort of full send the cross and you're able to get a few shots in. But it does kind of look like the majority of our team are playing the other side of the map. So that's something I've got to bear in mind, because I might, you know, be a little bit by myself, you know. So if multiple enemies get spotted here, I'm probably going to fall back to sort of join my team. We spot this enemy King Tiger there. We duck straight back down in cover. We don't actually chance a shot at the start because I don't really want to eat a pen straight away. We tried to do a chancey shot. It is Cupola, kind of 50-50 really. Unfortunately, it doesn't pay off that time. But we do have a little bit of support from this friendly Polish heavy with us now, which is helpful. So hopefully between us we can start to try and make some work on this King Tiger here. Again, like, we don't have the best shots without exposing a lot of our tank. Now the turret on this tank is okay. It can bounce the odd shot. The armour's definitely not something you'd rely upon, but when you are fighting the tier 8 tanks, you can occasionally, you know, get a few ricochets. So the King Tiger's shot, so we know it's safe to sort of poke a little bit higher and get our shot in. We do pen it, and again we're just going to look again for another shot. I'm using a small mini map here just because it's an engagement. I want to know exactly what's happening, and we've spotted in the corner of our eye that a light tank could potentially be coming for us, and this position's not really safe for us at the moment because we are a little bit by ourselves and we're just pulling back to a sort of safer distance. Thankfully, you know, the light tank doesn't, you know, kind of stops his advance there and doesn't push in. I was kind of expecting him to push all the way around, but now, you know, it's not really safe for us in that engagement, so we're going to pull round. So if the enemy do come round, it's going to take them a little bit more to get shots in. I want to try and quickly see if we can get a shot into this TD here because they are side on to this T28. We do pen that shot. Again, now we're going to relocate because if the enemy just full send around this corner, we're going to be by ourselves. We're not in a good situation there. It's a fairly close game, but like I say, pretty much all our team are fighting the other side, so I need to fall back a little bit here. We are starting to lose a little bit of map control. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a shot into that TD, which is a shame. But I'm going to pull back round safe here just because I've got a hunch that the enemy team are going to come round. Enemy King Tiger, it looks like it's probably going to cross. I'm just going to wait and see if we can get this shot in to this King Tiger we was fighting earlier. We do squeeze one into the lower plate and damage the engine, which is quite common if you pen a King Tiger through the lower plate, because that is where the engine is located. You can quite often pick up a fire. Enemy Fun Police was targeting us there, which I was surprised about, so I do move, and thankfully I did, because that would have been a direct hit had we had not moved. We're going to try and get another shot into this King Tiger, because we are starting to go down on numbers in this tank quite rapid rate really, so we need to try and help out our team as much as we can, because this is it's not looking great for us at this moment. But I'm just going to keep retreating, keep falling back, and just fighting for as long as I possibly can. Basically, just trying to keep my tank in the game so I can help out. It's now in like a 5 versus 11. We're going to see if we can get the finishing shot on this King Tiger, which we do. We want to try and take out the one-shot tanks. I'm going to try and move to this side ridge building here so we can try and get some shots off, but there's a Skoda there. I could get double tapped by that tank. I've seen him fire one, I've seen him fire two. I know he's on reload, he can't shoot me, so we just go to try and kill the enemy TD there. Unfortunately, we don't roll high enough to kill them, but we're going to need to try and wait and see if we can get another shot, just finish off the one shot if possible. The Skoda has shot again, so we go for another shot on Penny's drive wheel. Now, enemy tanks are coming down this line, so we need to get out of the enemy fire. We're going to push into the Nashon, eat the shot, and just, because we had really no choice because the enemy team are pushing around us, trying to get safe from this Dragon. And the Dragon actually shoots and finishes off a tank, but we're able to then finish off the Dragon, putting us into a 3 versus 5. So we have brought this game back somewhat. And unfortunately, as I said that, we then lose another tank, putting us into a 5 versus 2. And I've got a suspicion that our friendly TD is in a little bit of trouble, and we're probably going to lose him shortly. I'm trying to then keep my distance now and get to a position where I can maybe cover our friendly TD from a safer angle. I don't want to get kind of trapped where I was. Unfortunately for me, our TD does go down. It leaves us in a 1 versus 5 now. But one thing I do know is 2 of the tanks are very slow. 2 of the other tanks are obviously the Fun Police. And the real danger here is going to be this light tank. That light tank is going to be, the mobility for the enemy team. If I can kill the light tank, I've still got a chance, with this game. But the light tank is the real key here. If we can get rid of that light tank who is on a one-shot. And it looks like we may just get an opportunity if this light tank keeps coming for us. We're going to wait, aim the shot. We do kill the light tank. That is big. But now we need to move. Because we're detected. We know the Fun Police shots are going to start to come in. We're just trying to make it difficult for them to shoot at us. And now we're in a situation where the 2 tanks left is a Black Prince and a Diamondback, both which are pretty slow. One tank has now got into the cap circle, but we're not too concerned about that because we've got 3 minutes on the clock and the cap circle's right in the centre of the map. So it doesn't take us long, wherever we are on the map, to get to that cap circle for the reset. So that's actually quite a good thing because it means we know exactly where one tank is now. And what I do want to do is try and kill the enemy Fun Police, because that way I don't have to concern myself with getting shot from above, which could be very awkward for me if I'm trying to engage a fight against multiple tanks. So I want to try and see if we can kill the Fun Police. We've got a suspicion that one of them will probably still be in the spawn, because there's a very few places you can play a Fun Police on the Ghost Town. We haven't spotted anything yet. As we go round the corner, there is a enemy Hummel. Thankfully for me, he was on a one-shot. We're able to pick that kill up, picking us onto our 5th kill. The other enemy Fun Police or artillery, we don't know where they are. I don't know if they've moved to the other side. So I was going to go over there, because again, I've still got 2 minutes on the clock. It's going to take me at max, 30 seconds to get to the cap and get a reset in. So I'm not overly concerned unless they put multiple people on the cap circle, and they do that. They put a second one on the cap, which puts us into a minute. So now I think, well, I better get over there and get the reset. But then they put the 3rd tank in, so we know where the Fun Police is now. There's 3 tanks on the cap. We have got enough time to get there for a reset, so it's kind of good in a sense that I know where every tank is now, because then I've got the freedom to try and, if I can get that reset in, just try and move around the map and just keep them guessing where I'm coming in. But I do need that first reset. We come up, we get the shot in, kill one Fun Police, put it into a 1 versus 2. The Diamondback is a one-shot. We do eat 1 shot there. I need another reset here though. I need to get another reset. We're going to try and kill the Diamondback, but he shoots, which is going to give us enough time to get one into the Black Prince and relieve the pressure of the cap now. Back on a minute, and the good news is that Diamondback is a one-shot. And that means, we know we can eat 1 shot here, and one of the tanks have got out the cap, so we're under no pressure at this moment because we've got all the mobility. So we're just going to try and relocate, come at, we know where one tank is. We're going to try and get rid of that tank which is in the cap, but I want to keep them guessing. I don't want them to know at what angle I'm going to come through. But as we do, we get spotted by the Black Prince, but we realise we're actually probably going to have an opportunity to shoot this Black Prince here. We get that shot in, which again is massive because that puts that Black Prince in a 1-shot as well. We also get a little bit of the reset. It looks like the Diamondback's got most of the cap points, but again, that's massive there because both tanks are on a 1-shot, and we can eat at least 1 shot off the Diamondback. So that's very helpful. I want to try and kill this Diamondback. That's the biggest threat. If I can kill the Diamondback and still have enough hit points left to eat a shot off the Black Prince, we're going to be okay, as long as we won't get set on fire. But I need to try and kill this Diamondback. I'm just hoping that he doesn't know what ridge I'm going to poke him for, and if we can try and get him sighted on, it's going to be a lot easier. He wasn't quite focusing on us. We're going to aim that shot. We pen the lower plate, and we don't eat a shot in return. Now I can eat a couple of shots of this Black Prince. So we're in a very good situation now. We just need to wait and aim that shot, and we do. And we win that game on a comeback, bringing up the Collies medal, and have a really decent game. So let's just see how exactly we got on. We got 8 kills picking up the Radleys, 4,500 damage, a tiny bit of assistance. We get the Collies medal there, the Defender medal, the High Caliber, and the medal for killing both of the enemy fun police there as well. So yeah, really nice game to end on. As I say, this is the tank you can get in the season pass, and yeah, obviously this is the STG version, which is the unskinned version of the tank you get, the Guardian STG. Exactly the same tank, just this one doesn't have a skin. But you get the Guardian STG, which I think actually I quite like the skin on that tank. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy tanking.
Hadouken!